Hi everyone, it's Roger and APF from DisKingdom.com, and we are going to be kind of running through a list of movies that are set to be coming out from Disney over the next couple of years. So I'm going to bring up the image here now that we've got. So where was this one from originally?
This came out on CinemaCon that just happened not that long ago. Actually, I think it was last week. I'm not sure where it happened. I think it's Vegas that it happened, if I'm not mistaken. But basically, it's the CinemaCon. A lot of movies, studios, they basically announced their big projects and their timelines. And obviously, Disney has so much in their timelines right now that they only actually showed, I think, up until summer 2017. Which
literally 2 years worth.
Yeah, they still have at least 2.5 years after that of like huge, lot of great movies. But yeah, a lot of cool things that we've seen before. Some cool things that were recently announced, and it's some cool stuff there, man. I mean, what do you want to go through the list? What do you want to talk about?
I've seen one of them.
That's right. You already saw the first one on there.
So saw the Avengers. So I'm already up to. I've already was it 3% through the list? Looking at that list, looking at that going, oh, this is the next 5 years. This is the next 2 years worth of movies. It just looks insane.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think that because now we've got all the Marvel and all the Star Wars stuff being put in there, it obviously boosts it up. But then also, they've also got a few rights to doing a few. They distribute a couple of the DreamWorks movies, which kind of spread out, like Ghost in the Shell is one in there that kind of jumped out at me at first for DreamWorks, and then I quickly Googled to find out that they've actually got the distribution rights for them.
And don't forget also, Lucasfilm also has some animated features that they work together with.
I mean, it's interesting that the BFG now has definitely got the Disney branch on it. What is kind of the only thing that really kind of is looking at me there is going that there's a lot of sort of remakes and sequels. That was my first reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking here, like, sort of, there is obviously some new ones in there, like Inside Out, Antman, Tomorrowland, The Good Dinosaur, Zootopia. So they are all sort of, and The Finest Hours, I know nothing about that. Was it Moana or Mahana?
Moana? Yeah.
So those are,
Yeah.
So they're all kind of new franchises, and that's never been done before. And I would also throw Doctor Strange into that same category because we've not seen him before.
I would throw in Rogue One too.
We can throw Rogue One in as, but I was more meaning sort of sequels and.
Yeah, that's true.
So in terms of brand new content, there's a few new things, but there's a lot of remakes. So definitely keep into the stuff that's bringing the money rolling in. But I think when you see now Star Wars and Marvel, it is now and then we've been having this discussion on so many different Facebook groups and sort of on Twitter and stuff about people accepting Marvel and Star Wars as Disney, and it is. There's no way of disputing the fact now that that's how Disney are looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I'm noticing too is the fact that we have this huge gap in between of Pixar new movies, and then you have Pixar sequels, and then it's like all these live action movies that are basically being converted from their animated their animated versions, like The Jungle Book and The Beauty and the Beast. And also I believe that's another Alice. Yeah, Pete's Dragon is interesting too. That's one of the ones that I'm looking forward to more out of those, recreations. But
Pete's Dragon is one of my all-time favorite movies as a kid. I must have seen that movie times.
Yeah.
So I'm watching it like, please do it, all right.
Yeah, and just I mean, honestly, just to go through them really fast, because I know obviously some people in the podcast can't see the list, but So you have Avengers: Age of Ultron, which is the one that Roger already saw, and is going to come out here at the end of the week. You have Disney's Tomorrowland, which looks really interesting, starring George Clooney. A nice little interesting story there.
My wife really wants to see that one. I'm really surprised. I didn't think that was, but she keeps showing me trailers, so that was pretty cool.
The one that I'm really excited for, and also my girlfriend's excited for, is Inside Out. That one obviously is finally one of the anticipated Pixar films, since we didn't have a Pixar film last year. Antman, which is another new franchise in the Marvel lore
I'm
that we get
to that one.
Yeah. The DreamWorks project, The Bridges of Spies. Then you have The Good Dinosaur, which is the one that we were supposed to have last year but got pushed back due to story issues. And then the highly anticipated at the end of the year that I'm still on a Star Wars Celebration high from is Star Wars The Force Awakens, which is going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Then starting the next year, which is 2016, you have The Finest Hours, which I believe it's a live-action movie I know little about, but it looks interesting.
I know nothing on that one.
Yeah, I can't tell you anything. Look it up. But anyways, one that I am looking forward to next year is called Zootopia, and we got to see a little bit of concept from it in D23 2013. It's basically, think of Robin Hood, and what Robin Hood did was they took animals and put them in the human world. Basically, they gave them human aspects, human clothes, human actions. Well, this is now going to be animals, but basically if humans never existed, so the world actually is going to function like you think that the animals would have made it run. So it's kind of interesting.
I think there's some new footage of that coming out very soon. Also, on a side note, The Good Dinosaur kind of got a similar storyline where that what would have happened if the dinosaurs hadn't have become extinct and we lived together with them, isn't it?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't even see that. That's interesting. Yeah. Let's see. Moving on, we have obviously the live version of The Jungle Book, which is going to be interesting. Then you also have Alice Through the Looking Glass, which I believe that's a sequel, right, to the live action of Alice in Wonderland.
Yes, a Tim Burton version.
A Tim Burton film. All right, cool. And then obviously
the big one.
Yeah, a big one that I'm looking forward to also is Marvel. This is going to be Captain America: Civil War. This is what we're hoping to see. A certain spider
spider
appearance.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Another awesome Pixar film that I'm looking forward to seeing also will be coming out that summer is Finding Dory. That'll be Finding Nemo was probably my favorite Pixar film for a long time before Ratatouille came out. So that was interesting. Then we have BFG. You want to talk about that one? Because that one I have no clue about.
Well, I read this book a lot as a kid. One of my favorite Roald Dahl books. There's even an animated movie of it. I'm really excited. Steven Spielberg is doing it. Basically, it's just just a little girl. She meets a big friendly giant. That's what the BFG is. But
gotcha.
that one sounds really cool.
Cool. And then obviously you can talk about the next one too.
Yeah, Pete's Dragon. Again, another. This is a classic movie being remade. Basically, Pete's kind of it depends whether or not they're going to do it as a sequel or just a direct retelling of the same story. But in the original one, Elliot the dragon basically comes and helps out this little lad Pete deal with his issues with his adoptive family. Yeah, can't wait for that. Really interested to see where they go with that one. I really hope it'd be really cool if they kept Pete to being, or to keep Elliot to that classic cartoon look, but I expect they'll CGI him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I do hope they keep him like that too.
And then we have the rock in Mona.
Yeah, okay, so Moana, whatever. Yeah. It's supposedly the new Disney princess. She is from Hawaii, which is interesting because we already have Lilo and Stitch. But the other thing that kind of has caused a little bit of controversy with her is that she looks a lot like Jasmine. And a lot of fans are kind of questioning the animation on that. But anyways, we'll get to see some more from that later on.
It's got the rock in it, so that's it sold on me.
Yeah. I guess so. That's true. One that I'm looking forward to is Mr. Cumberbatch himself will be our Dr. Doctor Strange. That's going to be an awesome movie, I think. That's one that I'm going to be looking forward to.
Yeah, it kind of falls into the same bracket with me as Ant-Man. These two sort of Marvel characters, I'm aware of them in the Marvel universe. I've never particularly gone out and brought Doctor Strange or an Ant-Man comic book. So I'm really interested to see sort of some new characters from Marvel, because I've always, when you're a kid picking up comic books, I tended to keep to the main ones. But yeah, so I'm really excited about that one, and Mr. Cumberbatch as well. It's
Right.
really interesting, a different way of it.
And then we'll end 2016 with one film that got us really excited in Star Wars Celebration, even though we got just a little taste, which wasn't really a trailer or anything, but it's going to be a Star Wars anthology known as Rogue One. And that one is basically Felicity Jones will be headlining that one. She is playing one of the rebel soldier or rebel squadron leaders, whatever. And it's basically timed in between episode 3 and episode 4, closer to 4. And it's all about, when there's a time where there's no Jedi around to help, where you have this squad of rebel intruders trying to steal the plans for the Death Star, which is going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I'm really excited. I'm really excited about just having something new and exciting with the Star Wars universe. I'm just really excited about it. Just got into Rebels recently, so I love the idea of having new characters, new things. It'll be interesting where they go with these. I think they've really opened them up. But yeah, I'm really excited about that one.
That's true. And then we're going to start 2017 with one that's very exciting, the live-action version of Beauty and the Beast with
Harry Potter.
Well, Emma Stone, not Emma Stone, Emma Watson.
Yeah, I know.
Wrong Emma.
Yeah, wrong one. Yeah.
But
Gwen Stacy isn't in
it. Yeah, the cast in the Beauty and the Beast is pretty cool so far, so that's kind of interesting. This next one, another DreamWorks picture, Ghost in the Shell. Still have no clue about that.
Right. Ghost in the Shell is a Japanese manga animation that was out in the 90s. One of my favorite manga movies I watched when I was a teenager. Awesome movie. Fantastic. I'm really excited about this one, actually, because, like I said, I remember getting into manga back when I was a teenager, and this was one of those movies that really caught my attention.
Let's see, and then we're going to go to an epic, I would call an epic spring for 2017. We have both Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is by far my favorite Marvel movie, and we also have Star Wars Episode 8. That's going to be quite an interesting spring. What are your thoughts on that?
It's just the fact that we're going to have 2 Star Wars movies probably within about 6 months. It's just insane. And the fact of having Guardians and Star Wars at the same time is a lot of space.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But
great.
Yeah, no. Again, it's hard to kind of get your head around Episode 8. Well, I'm thinking, we don't really know much about Episode 7 yet. So there's like two new Star Wars movies before that one. It's unbelievable. Right.
And then we finally get to summer, where this is where the list ends, and it starts to get to where we're reaching the higher number counts. For example, Toy Story 4, which I hope is as good as 3 and even as 2, because 2 is pretty good as well. Hopefully it's not overkill. And also we get Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tale, which is going to be interesting if they're going to pick up from 4 or if they're just going to start something new and fresh.
I think it's probably just another standalone one. Just Captain Jack.
The thing of 4, they leave you with him carrying a big satchel full, or a big bag full of pirate ships and glasses, so it's kind of like makes you wonder what happened to the Black Pearl and whatnot. But anyways, that'll be interesting.
I love pirates,
That's just summer 2017. They still have so many other movies on the pipeline that they're not even talking about. So
it's an incredible lineup. It's just, I'm sitting there just looking at it going, the 1 or 2 movies that from DreamWorks that are maybe, I think the Finest Hours and The Bridge Spice I know nothing about. But the rest of them are just like these huge, great big franchises that Disney have just got. I mean, they're just going to be printing money, literally. I mean, It's just like, how many movies can they get out? Of course, then it all brings into how much merchandise is going to be linked into all of this. How much, video game content we're going to get from it all as well is really exciting. It is
Park
just
experiences,
theme park experiencing. Disney have just, they are, they're churning this stuff out, but they've also, I think they've really realized that quality is a huge factor now. They can keep steamrolling all these sequels out, but I've got to admit, we're not in the days of the straight to video sequels anymore.
Yeah, I agree. That phase is over.
The days of Disney's sequels being pretty much usually rubbish have long, they are really going into the idea that if they take us on, if they tell a story properly and take as much effort as they did when they make the first movies, they can keep these movies rolling and make a lot more money than just doing a simple straight to video cash in. So yeah, definitely, without a doubt, a huge sort of, what's that, 2.5 years worth of movies.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly, to tell you the truth, one movie is missing on here, even though it fits the timeline, and that's the new Spider-Man. And the only reason why it's not here, it's technically not owned by Disney, but it's still part of the cinematic universe, which is awesome. So
I think it's a co-produced movie. It might have been all kind of announced after. I don't think Sony announced it till after this event.
Oh no, it's this event happened recently. This was like
yeah.
But the whole Spider-Man movie, the release date has already been announced. That's why it's because the whole distribution is all Sony. So that's probably why it's not on this list. But anyways.
But no, there's a huge amount of movies and a lot to get excited about going forward into the next few years. Enough to keep us lot going for a long time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So if you could, it's really hard to sort of even just like pick. You can't even say, oh, like if I've only got to pick 3 movies I want to see, because you've got like Star Wars, Marvel, and animated movies. It's like you can't do it. It's actually, I find it impossible to do that.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely true.
Because that's, pick 3 with Star Wars. There we go. That's 3 gone.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the Marvel, there's like 5 Marvel movies. So yeah, there we go.
Well, anyways, guys, tell us which ones you are looking forward to. Go ahead and leave that in the comments below. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions, please let us know. Roger, anything you want to add to that?
Nope. Just big thank you to everyone that's tuned into the video. And as Abe said, click that subscribe button. Check us out at Diz Kingdom. And we shall see you guys in another video.